Hello everyone and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. I am out here with all of these beautiful transplants and we're going to go ahead and transplant some more things into the garden. We are starting to approach the end of April, which means that I am just a few weeks away from being able to put out my summer crops into the garden. So it's time for me to move them out of the indoor grow space and get them outside and hardening off so they'll be ready to go in the ground in just a couple of weeks. So I have everything out here and my plants are looking, for the most part, pretty good. I got my tomatoes out here. I got peppers out here. I have eggplant out here, along with my cool season crops. For my cool season crops, they've been out here now for almost a month, I believe, and went away for a few days and I left someone in charge of watering. And yeah, I lost a few things because they didn't water. So I've lost some of the cool season crops. I've lost a few of my peppers, but I should have plenty left for myself and some family friends. I might not be able to have the plant sale this year because I've lost just that many plants on certain things, but let me show you what I got. These are all tomato plants right here down in the front. Those are peppers and I've lost half of those sweet peppers. Coming on around to the side here, more tomato plants, pepper plants going on. Some of my tomato plants are actually trying to bloom. I'll just keep swinging on around here. There's some right there lettuce that actually survived, is doing okay. I had some pepper plants that came up late. I need to separate those over there. And in this tray right here, more tomato plants and pepper plants. Now those are my warm crops. My biggest loss is over here with my cool season crops that were outside and no one was showing any love to them. These were my pansies. I'm trying to see if I can get any of them to come back, but I believe I've lost this whole tray minus one of my pansies. I mean, all of these, they're so dry, they're like dusty dry. I know they're not coming back, but those were cool season crops. All of these lettuce plants completely dried out from not being watered. All of this is kohlrabi that wasn't watered, but I put some water on them to see if I can get anything out of them, but I'm counting these as a loss at this point. So yeah, we've lost a few things, y'all. But that's the cool season crops, and I have quite a few of them already in the ground, and we will put a few more in the ground and we'll see what we can save out of them. But for now, let's go over to the garden and let me show you what we're going to transplant in today. This is one of the beds we're going to work on today. In the back, I have cool season crops. That's cabbage growing back there and cauliflower. In the middle, which is very hard to see right here, I have some onion growing. I believe that's Walla Walla. And then in the back here, we're going to plant a little bit of lettuce, and that's what we're going to work on next. So right here on the edge of the bed, right next to these onion, we are going to put some of my lettuce transplants in. And since I lost a whole tray of lettuce, I'm going to have to pick and choose where all I put lettuce in the garden this year. But anyway, we're going to put 3 plants over here. And y'all, we're going to think about this as garden art. I said 3 plants, y'all. We're going to put 4 plants over here. Let me fertilize this area. Going to add the fertilizer just to the top. And let's do 4 plants. Let's do like every other one. Let's put 1 here, 1 here. We're going to do 5, y'all. I said 4, but we're going to do 5 because I want the garden art. For the plants that we're going to put in here, we are going to put in Flashy Butter Gem. And here's a picture of it. This is one of my family friends' favorite lettuce. She just loves the colors and just it's just a beautiful, beautiful lettuce. And then we're also going to put some Gustav in here as well. And here's a picture of the Gustav. And we're going to try to do some garden art with it. So I got enough room for 5. I'm going to put some Mykos in my hole. I use Mykos for all transplants. I can't be upset because I no longer have quite a few of my cool season crops, but I have more than enough for my family to enjoy. So no great loss. We're going to just keep right on moving. And we're going to make sure that we don't lose anything else. We're going to make sure we get everything out of the plants that we have left. So I have 2, I think it's only 2. Yeah, 2 of the flashy gem. And I might have to put, let's see what we're working with before I get ahead of myself. But I want garden art. So that we will do, garden art. We'll do it like that. I got 2 in there. Okay. Now some of these are tiny. They hadn't got really big yet, but we're going to get these planted in here so they can take off and start growing. When I say I lost from lack of watering, I also lost some of my collard greens from them not being watered. I lost a few other things that I had planted from seeds that didn't get watered. That's okay. We're going to keep on moving. There we go. So I got, what I got in here? 5 in here. Let's go ahead and plant all of these out. So we will find another spot for these last few lettuce plants. Now look at that flower right there. I believe that's a pansy, y'all. That's from last year. I had a GreenStalk vertical planter here with pansies in it. And I believe I got a pansy. I also have a blackberry bush coming up over here. Somehow it reseeded itself here from way over there. So this is the next bed that we're going to work on. I have cool season crops growing up all over there. I have broccoli. I have cabbage growing up here. There may even be some cauliflower. I'm not sure what's back there, but I know that's broccoli and I know this is cabbage. And then I have some red onion growing right here. And looks like I got a couple spots I need to replace a few, but I have this back corner open to me. And in this back corner, we're going to plant some more lettuce. But I changed my mind, y'all. We are going to do a heading lettuce back here. 2 different types of heading lettuce. That's the plan anyway. We are going to do Hanson Improve Crisp Head Lettuce. Here's a picture of that one. And we're going to do Pablo. And here's a picture of Pablo. And so this more of your iceberg style lettuces. One is typically all green and the other one's going to have some little red hues around the outside of that head. And we're going to put them in right over here. This area gets a lot of shade in the afternoons. So it will be protected from that super hot heat that likes to come through here, which we don't like when it comes through here late in the summer. But then at the same time, it's going to get plenty of sun before it gets late in the day. So we are going to put in, let's see how many I got to work with. I believe I can put in 3 of each, I believe. Lettuce, I believe you can put in the Squarefoot, if you're using the Squarefoot garden method, I think you can put 4 heading lettuces in each square. And I have a little more than 2 square feet, so I should be able to put 8 in here. I'm not going to put that many. I could, but I'm not. I am going to put in 3 of each. And I'm going to try to mix it and match it so we can see how it's going to grow together, right? I keep talking about art, garden art. That's what we're doing today is garden art. Garden art on a windy day, transplanting lettuce. Now, y'all know I'm going to mess around and transplant more than I can eat, and I'm not going to be able to give it away. Y'all know how I am, but that's okay. We're going to enjoy this garden art. I said 3 of each. I might not have 3 of each, y'all. Ah, there we go. There's 2 in there. I'm trying to save some lettuce for my neighbor. I'm trying. That's the goal anyway. Crisp head lettuce. And then Pablo. Do I have 3? That's the question. I believe we got it, y'all. I have just enough. Just enough Pablo. It's about time for me to give y'all another garden tour. It's been a while. That's not today, though. That'll be another day. Today, we just need to transplant a few things in. So we got the lettuce in. I think we're going to go ahead and put a few more onion in while we're at it. So let's do that next. And I've done all of this before, but every time I do it, I find something new, or maybe you'll learn something new. So come on with me and let's get those onions in another bed. Look at all of these turnip greens that are coming up. So these are purple top, white turnip greens, or here's a picture of it, y'all. I get things mixed up. But here's the picture of my turnip greens. There's actually a turnip growing in the ground that you can eat. I'm not. I don't like turnips. I tried them this past weekend again, and I still don't like turnips, but I do like turnip greens. And so I'll be eating the greens off of all of these plants. And in the very front here, I have carrots growing, and they are starting to break the ground now. So these cool season crops are very happy. And something wants to dig in them over there. But anyway, this is the spot we're going to work in today. I took all of this soil that you see right here and relocated it from a bed that used to be right here. And so this is old soil, it's not new soil. We're going to make sure we put plenty of fertilizer in it. And we're only going to put the onion right here in this front half. We're going to save this half right here for something else. But we're going to put onions right here in the front. And we are going to, let me put a little more fertilizer. It's like I said, y'all, it needed some. There we go. Now I feel better. So we're going to do Spanish. What is this? Oh, this is in my garden, sweet Spanish, homegrown. And here's a picture of it. And I don't have many of those. So we're going to put that one in here. And we'll put, I think, Elsa Craig as well. But let's see this one first. Onion are so easy to plant, everybody. I mean, they're so easy. All you got to do is just take them and just pull them apart. You see how easy they separate? Look at that. And these are the onion that we're going to put in the ground. Last year was the very first year I planted a full year supply of onion. I haven't bought onion in over a year, so I'm proud of myself. But y'all, we getting low. We getting very low. So I've already separated a few here. So we're going to just bury just the little wiry roots. I am not going to bury any of this onion. I used to bury too deep. We're going to put just the little wiry roots under the soil, and that's it. At least that's what we're going to try to do. That's the goal. And you can put, I think, 16 onion per square, I think. And if I said that wrong, y'all, I will correct it. I will put a text box here and I'll correct it, but I believe it's 16. I'm also growing onion in my elevated metal raised bed, which y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you, I love it. I love that bed. I have it right next to the house. So I put stuff that I'm gonna wanna pick quickly and get back to the house. And I started some things from seeds, and I started some things from as transplants and planted them in. So there'll be a variety of stuff coming out of there. Super, super excited about that. If you farther south than I am, you're probably already, this stuff has probably been in the bed a long time. But being in zone 6, I have a little more time to plant my cool season crops. Not much, but a little. I think last year well, I know I grew 27 pounds of onion, but there were some onion that I got out of the garden that I never weighed, but I weighed 27 pounds of onion. And this year I am trying to double that so I can give more away versus having to keep all of it to myself. If you have raised beds, maybe you're growing in the ground or containers, there are many different ways to garden. But I found that the square foot garden method of how close to plant your plants together works pretty good. And so I roughly follow that method when I'm planting in my raised beds and my containers. I did purchase the new book for the square foot garden. And it's okay. It's got a lot of pretty, colorful pictures in it. But y'all, I like the old book. The old book, it just got down to business. It talked about the different crops and what you needed to grow. I will put links to both of those books below if you're interested in it. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that, but I studied that book. Whew, oh my goodness, a long time ago at this point, a very long time ago. I studied and studied the book all winter long. So when planting season got here, y'all, I was ready. I was ready. I planted my stuff up. I thought I had done something. And every year the harvest has gotten better and better. So I'm doing something right. I might not know what, but I'm doing something right. Now that I've been gardening for about 15, actually it's over 15 years I've been gardening in this space here, which started out as 2 tomato plants about 17 years ago or something like that. And the garden just keeps growing. I don't know how it keeps growing, but somehow every year it gets bigger and bigger. I don't know, y'all. Somebody sneaks out in my garden at night and add another bed, another pot, another raised bed, another vertical garden, a GreenStalk. And then when we run out of room over here, we go over to the neighbors and we garden, y'all. I just love to plant food. This is my happy space. We're going to move over to this Elsa Craig. So I mentioned I was away and we weren't supposed to come back until today. So today was supposed to be the first day back home. Y'all, I miss my garden. I miss my garden so much. We came home a day early. Oops, I broke that one. We came home a day early. I just needed to see my garden. When you're separating your onion, you probably want to start closer to the outside. Don't do like I just did and try to go to the middle and pull an onion out. I wasn't paying attention. As long as you start from the outside, give them a little tug, they will come loose. I tell you, that wind is ferocious today. Elsa Craig, if I didn't show the picture, I will show it again. I will show it now. And if I did show it, I'm showing it again. Elsa Craig can get big. But I had a hard time getting my seeds to germinate this year. So they're not quite that big as far as the plants because it took them so long to germinate. But they should be just fine and hopefully give me a very nice onion. Sweet onions usually don't have a good storage life. And that's why I try to grow a few varieties that aren't sweet onion so that those can last me until the season comes back around. Elsa Craig is one of those onion for me. A lot of people like Patterson because Patterson's a good storage onion. Y'all, Patterson's strong. Woo! Sweet onions, they don't bother me at all. At all. I can't, no burning of the eyes, none of that kind of stuff. But then the storage life on them aren't great. But the way I do my onion, and you could do this too, is that I go ahead and I plant a ton of sweet onion, and then I just keep my eye on it. And as they start, coming up, right, coming up and trying to regrow, then I will take those onion, I will cut them up, I will chop them up, I will slice them up, and I will put them in the freezer. So when I'm cooking, I am cooking. I'll use the onion from the freezer to cook with, and keep the fresh onion for fresh eating. So that's what I've been doing this season. So yes, I have onion in the freezer right now that I would cook with if I was going to cook today or any day right now, because we are not going to buy it. And just remember, when you're planting onion, you want nice, loose, well-draining soil, whatever soil you plan on using. All right, I'm at my line here where I said I wasn't going to go any further. I think that's good. And these will just become compost for the garden. So I have the onion in, I have lettuce in. Y'all, I think that's a good day, or that's a good hour in the garden. So we had our garden art with our lettuce. I got to show you some things that I lost. And we also put in more onion so that we're going to be ready for this upcoming season. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, like, turn on notifications, tell your family, tell your friends, share, all of those good things. And I'm going to keep these videos coming. There'll be a lot more videos coming outside here in the very near future. So I'll talk to you very soon. See you later. Bye.